Hey, my name is Badass Benny. Welcome to my channel. If you're an ACE, AMAC, or sex human trafficking survivor, you're in the right place. And it doesn't cost you a penny to like and subscribe worldwide. And please leave a comment down below. Today we're going to talk about law enforcement procedures in a sexual assault case, legal stuff. So the sooner the sexual assault is reported, the more likely it is that law enforcement will be able to apprehend the assailant and collect important evidence. A prompt report also strengthens the case for prosecution. The response, that is the law enforcement agency contact, will send one or two uniformed officers in a patrol car to take a report, obtain evidence, and assist the survivor in getting the services and care he or she needs, like calling rape crisis intervention if the survivor hasn't already made contact. The interview, the officers will ask the survivor factual questions about the assault. Some of the questions, especially those involving details of the assault itself, may be difficult and painful for the survivor to answer. If the survivor feels comfortable or embarrassed by any of the questions, she or he has the right to ask their purpose and to have the officers explain why the answers are needed. She or he will be asked for any additional information that might help identify and apprehend the assailant. Such information includes a description of his or her physical characteristics, clothing, car, manner of speech, any statements the assailant may have made to the survivor. The officers will include the information she or he gives them in a written report. She or he will be asked to write a statement explaining his or her own words what happened. Immediately after the assault, the survivor may be too upset to remember everything that took place. It is common reaction to have difficulty recalling each and every detail. Sometimes the details don't come until some days later, and so when that happens, then go ahead and write them down in a journal. So the more details what you happen, the better. They should contact the officer and provide him or her with additional information. Some survivors are reluctant to make a police report. A survivor may be uncertain about whether they want to be involved in a subsequent court trial. They may have concerns about how the police and prosecutors will treat them. They may be fearful of retaliation by the assailant, or they may feel nothing can be done because they have delayed the decision to report the assault. Some pros and cons of reporting a sexual assault to law enforcement and or following through on prosecution are, and these are the pros. 1. If they report the crime and the suspect rapist is caught and convicted, they may have protected others from falling victim to the rapist. Also, their report may also help to substantiate another survivor's report. 1. They will be eligible for victims of violent crimes compensation provided by the state of California. 2. They won't be alone throughout the trial process. Rape crisis intervention will assist and accompany them, or whatever center that you have there for sexual assault, whatever state you're in. 3. They are exercising their rights. 4. It may hold the offender responsible for the offense, i.e. guilt or innocence. 5. It may hold the offender accountable for the offense, i.e. punishment and or rehabilitation. 6. It may work actively to emotionally resolve the attack. What I do know about rehabilitation as an adult is very nil. As far as I know, once you go across that line, and as an adult, and perpetrate on another, there's a high chance that there is no rehabilitation. People like this who are habitual with it will be like this on their deathbed. Cons. 1. It may be difficult for them to repeat their story. their story for what seems to be many times to law enforcement officers and in court. 2. The district attorney has a right to decide whether or not to proceed with the case, although the victim is entitled to know why their case was not filed. But the statistics regarding how many cases proceed are discouraging. 3. Less than 1 out of 5 cases go to trial, and fewer result in conviction. This does not mean that their particular case will not be filed, but again, the statistics are discouraging. 4. It may be emotionally difficult for the victim because they may relive the assault experience. Now, I have a bunch of penal codes here from California. 200, assault with intent to commit rape. Penal Code 261 is rape. Penal Code 261.5, unlawful sexual intercourse under 18 years old. Penal Code 262, rape of spouse. Penal Code 264.1, gang rape. Penal Code 285, incest. Penal Code 286, sodomy. Penal Code 288.A, oral copulation. Penal Code 289, penetration by any foreign object, however slight. So I will maybe put some of those penal codes on there. And also there is some law verbiage that I thought maybe y'all would like to know about. Like, what is an offender? A person who has committed to a person who has committed a crime. Like a lie detector test. See polygraph. So that's what I'm talking about. So I'll try to put these words on there somehow. So what are you going to do to take care of yourself? Obviously, I need some water.